Well, episode 5 is a little hard to judge, not in terms of quality. The quality here is excellent. I do think, though, Loki Season 2 is a bit of an endurance test, because even with this episode, it feels early on we're like, oh, I know where they're going to go with this. I think I know where they're going to go with this. And again, OB has been pretty consistently very compelling, very interesting character, but I'm like, oh, they're going to do something really silly and stupid. And nope, they went into a really fascinating tangents that had a very shocking, very powerful closing. I will say, though, if you've seen The Matrix Resurrections, this felt a little too close to that. The final epiphany is very close to Resurrections as well as the first Matrix. So yes, if you look at other big stories, the ending is a little predictable, but I think the question is it interesting how Loki got there? And I think the conversations between him and Obi were very critical, and there was a lot of thinking through, well, what are they saying? How are they saying it? Even if it was a little predictable, how Loki, the character, got there was actually fairly strongly done. Yes, the acting was very good, but it actually coheres with even the early versions of Loki. Because a lot of people have been struggling with this version of Loki. He's not assertive enough, he's not central enough, he's not powerful enough. No, they answer those questions pretty well here. I do think with the first season, unfortunately, the Kang story really messed it up. And it may kind of damage the final episode, but this did not turn into what I thought it would. I knew they were going to pull off a central twist, which when they did it was like, okay, I guess that's fine for the larger MCU, but in terms of Loki, it doesn't do much for his character. But this was really satisfying in terms of bringing the threads together in terms of this is a new Loki. He has his own universe, he has his own new set of priorities, his own new norms, as it were, and a new orientation to how he's dealing with other people. But I will say that if the OB-Loki interaction did not work, it would have really failed. But I think it went into a really interesting direction. And I can say, frankly, as somebody who writes fiction, who's trying to publish a novel, that the way he reacts was very, very real. It's not tropey at all. There were a few cringe moments with the dialogue. They could have just cut a few things off, but mostly really amazing science fiction. Really, I don't think this is as good as maybe Voyager or Star Trek at its best, but it's very close. This is like a really great Trek episode or great Voyager episode. It's really in that league. It's very satisfying. I highly recommend you watch episode 5 of Loki.